A breakdown in communication between the Department of Consumer Affairs and the distributors of flour seems to be the reason bakers have not been receiving concessions on flour. The permanent secretary in the Ministry of Consumer Affairs says a 100-pound bag of flour is imported at $82 and is sold to bakers at $67. Titus Prevel, who took a diplomatic approach, described the reasons for the bakers' claims as a slight administrative difficulty, but he insists flour concessions to bakers continue.
It was not a government policy decision with respect to the removal of that concession. In fact, the concession is in effect. It was never officially discontinued. Therefore, the government of St. Lucia had never discontinued the concession. So the concession remains, and the bakers will continue to enjoy that concession on flour.
Pan bread and 25-cent loaves are the only two price-controlled bread products. Bakers are legislated to produce the 25-cent loaf or Creole bread at 3 ounces. Since the recent gas price increase, several bakers have elected to stop producing those items, which they say are no longer economically viable.
We control the price of butter bread, not the ministry. So when we sell a roll for 30 cents, it is because it is a butter bread. And we have the leeway to do that.
You guys even have the leeway to sell it at $1 if you choose.
Yeah, yes, but we won't do that. It's price gouging. So we wouldn't sell it at $1. However, if the ingredients go up to that much and we have to, we have to.
The permanent secretary in the Ministry of Consumer Affairs says this issue is worrisome because 25-cent loaves are controlled by government to ensure poorer people can afford bread. Prevel says to tackle that problem, the bakers were invited to submit a breakdown on the production cost of the controlled items to the ministry next week.
This is being done in light of the reality that a number of products that go into the production of bread have increased over time. And in fact, the last time that the Creole bread was increased was in 1991. So there are a number of issues at play, and what the government has decided to do is to invite the bakers to make a formal submission to us, looking at all of the costings, and then we'll be in a better position to determine how we go forward on those price-controlled bread products.
He says when the check and balances are done, if the price per ounce on controlled bread and the legislation governing those prices have to be adjusted, government will take those steps. The bakers and officials within the Ministry of Consumer Affairs say Wednesday's meeting was productive. Both parties are optimistic an amicable decision can be reached when they resume discussions next week. Shannon Lebon, HTS News, Channel 4.